Back to Uptown, my
Get the
friend.
sign on the side of the car.
you doing, man? Honor to hear it.
Well, you didn't pass for a second.
Come on, dude, we're going to find you one somewhere. Dangerous people. You got that kind of thing. Welcome. Can I be heard over this crowd? How about now? Great. Welcome to everybody today. Isn't it a great day? We think Mr. Lewis Clark was looking over us today with the great weather that we've had for today's activities. How about that? And wasn't that a great march or drive through time as those cars paraded up Evans Street? I want to pay special thanks to Candy Pierce, to Debbie Vargas, to Donna and Ryan Harris, who helped choreograph the activities and the festivities that were before us today and will take place afterwards. Let's give them a round of applause for their great... You know, it's long been said that the heart and soul of a community is its downtown. And it's also long been said that the heart and soul of a downtown, which just happens to be the Uptown, is its Main Street, which just happens to be Evans Street. And we're here today to celebrate the reopening of this major addition and this major heart of Uptown Greenville. And I hope that you will join with me in welcoming the platform guests as they come to the podium today to speak some very kind words about how we've gotten to this point in the last several years. I'd like to officially welcome the Greenville City Council members who are in attendance today, who have provided very strong leadership for this event and for this project over the years. Also, the Pitt County Board of Commissioners are well represented today, and our state elected officials as well, and we'd like to pay a special welcome to them and thank them for coming tonight. Would you please welcome them? What we'd like to do now is introduce our guests to come to the microphone and give a few kind words about this Evans Street reopening. And I'm going to announce the 5 persons who will come at first to the podium. Jim Jatko, who is the city engineer for the city of Greenville, will come first and give a brief history of the project and talk a little bit about how we've gotten to this point today. And then he'll be followed by Mr. Uptown, Mr. Don Edwards, who has done a yeoman's job over the past 5 years with this project. Then Eugene James, who is chairman of the Pitt County Board of Commissioners, and the vital project and support that they've given here with the Uptown expansion of the courthouse facilities. He'll be followed by Rob Jones, who is vice chair of the Economic Development section of the Greenville-Pitt County Chamber of Commerce, for a few words about what this means to the business community in Greenville and Pitt County. And finally, Valerie Dixon, who is chair of Greenville Utilities Commission, and they played a major role in the lighting part of this Evans Street project. So if you would join me in welcoming... I guess that makes a statement about what today's activities are going to be like. I think you'll be able to hear us without the microphone, and we'll just proceed with Jim Jatko, city engineer. Please welcome Jim.
Thank you, Ron. I'm honored to lead this list of speakers here this afternoon, most especially because I feel that I'm coming on the heels of so many people that have worked for so long to get this project done. First, I'd like to recognize Andrew Harris, head of our Planning and Community Development Department, whose department for so long has worked for Uptown revitalization. In fact, his department's been involved in developing this area for almost 40 years. In November of 1975, a pedestrian mall was dedicated out here as the crowning feature of an $8 million, 72-acre redevelopment project in Greenville. In 1985, just 10 years after that dedication, it was the Parking Authority for the city of Greenville that recommended that it be taken out. In 1991, as one of the last actions of its organization, Evergreen of Greenville also recommended removing the pedestrian mall that was down here. But it was our own mayor, Nancy Jenkins, who in 1992 lit the fire for this project when she convened a meeting of Uptown property owners to brainstorm ideas and issues for Uptown development. Those ideas were put into a report also published by Mr. Harris's office called Bringing Back Main Street, a Downtown Plan of Action. And what we see here today is the culmination of that Downtown Plan of Action. Of course, coming out of that Plan of Action was the Downtown Plan Steering Committee, which kind of grew into the nucleus of Uptown Greenville. And Marvin Davis, our assistant city manager, saw that the vision was moving out of the planning department and started involving the Greenville Utilities Commission and the Public Works Department. In September of 1995, Dr. Abdul Shakar Farhadi, who's here, with the ECU Regional Development Institute produced the first conceptual sketches of the street that we have here built today. Many of you may have seen some of these sketches as they were used in fundraising efforts by Uptown Greenville. Of course, I came on board in May of 1997, and Tom Teisinger said that it was my job to put the street in that everybody had wanted for these 20 years. In the fall of 1997, the city contracted with the firm FWA Group of Charlotte to produce the final design for this project. Ms. Karen Weston Chen, where's Karen? Right there, was the project designer for FWA Group. The design for what we dedicate here today was completed in late summer 1998 And in November of 1998, 23 years after the original dedication of the Evans Street Mall, the city signed a contract with Allen and Company, Chuck and Lori Allen, they're in the crowd, to build this new street. But Allen Company was not alone in the construction effort. Chuck Baldwin of the Public Works Buildings and Grounds Division removed plant material and the lighting that was down here. Ricky Baker and the Streets Division demolished structures, took up the brick pavers that were down, removed the old storm drainage and put new storm drainage in. Greenville Utilities Commission worked endlessly on our power and our very, very nice street lights that are downtown. Candace Pierce, former director of Uptown Greenville, assisted the city in acquiring most of the specialty construction items that are built into this project. It is a team effort involving many, many people over many, many years that has brought us here today to this celebration. And I want to thank of those named and unnamed people for their efforts and for the honor that I have had in completing this project. Thank you very much.
One of the things we didn't do is coordinate this like we should have, so we have the same speech. All five of us are going to give the same exact speech. I'd just like to start out by saying Main Street looks great, and it's only going to look better in the future. We're really excited about that. I think my charge here is to thank everybody that did something, and I'm going to do this in kind of a different way. First of all, I want to thank everyone that I am forgetting to thank. And to all of those that I'm forgetting to thank you. So there's just so many people, and we will leave out people. So if we do, we do apologize. But first, and I'll be very quick, I talk quickly. We'd like to thank the mayor and the city council for 7 or 8 years ago having the vision to see that we needed to repair Uptown. We needed to make it better. To get everything started with the Downtown Steering Committee, they had the vision. Thank you very much for doing that. Also like to thank the county commissioners. I don't know how many years ago, they had the vision to see that the county courthouse, the Pitt County Courthouse, one of the most attractive and best buildings uptown or anywhere in the county, needed to remain uptown. And doesn't it look great? And aren't you glad it's here? It's really, really exciting to have that courthouse here, and we appreciate that. Would like to thank Public Works. Public Works has just done a wonderful job. Jim Jatko, Tom Tysinger, they just went beyond the call of duty. They really worked hard. This was not an easy project. We thank Public Works. Would like to thank Relief Incorporated. Relief is a wonderful organization for Greenville. They have a tree planting project on Reed Street. They have a tree planting project on the town common, and they bought our trees for Evans Street, and they are politically correct trees. They are big enough, they are small enough, they are maintenance-free enough, they are the right kind of trees. Also like to thank RDS, Regional Development Services, a part of East Carolina University. Without their help, they went beyond and they did everything for us. Beyond the call of duty, they worked countless hours at a very low price to give us our conceptual plan so we could raise the money to do this. I'd like to thank all the business owners of Evans Street who for the past year have endured all the construction. They've been wonderful to work with. We thank you for your patience. I would like to thank all contributors. Every contributor. There's a story in the Bible. We had contributors to our Main Street, Bring Back Main Street, Buy a Brick campaign. We had large contributors. We had small contributors. There's a parable in the Bible that talks about the widow that gives the 2 little coins, and her gift was the most meaningful. We appreciate everyone's gift, whether it be $15 or $15,000. Thank you for doing that. And to all members of Uptown Greenville, our Uptown Greenville all-volunteer organization for the last 5 years, we now have over 130 members. Each one of those members have helped to get this done just by having a membership in Uptown Greenville, by serving on committees, by volunteering. We really are appreciative of the members of Uptown Greenville. And lastly, to all the citizens of Greenville. This project was paid for by tax dollars. This Uptown belongs to you. We're so grateful for your participation. Come enjoy it, and let's all work hard to make it better. Thank you. Two things, I always forget things. We have prepared some certificates for some special people. Again, if we forgot to make a certificate for you, you're special anyway, but they're back there. We wanted to give some certificates to some special people. And lastly, here it is. At the 11th hour, we finally did get the $250,000, and it is yours for the taking. This check is $250,000 raised by Uptown Greenville and presented to the city of Greenville to the mayor.
On behalf of the Pitt County Board of Commissioners, we certainly are proud of this day. You know, we got the biggest crowd here on Evans Street that we've had in about 23 years. That in itself is something to be proud of. I certainly want to recognize my fellow commissioners, Tom Johnson, Charles Gaston, Beth Ward, and Terry Shank. We appreciate y'all being here. Let me say this to all of you. We have spent approximately in excess of $7 million down on the courthouse at that end of town, Evans Street. We are about to spend approximately $500,000 at this end of Evans Street. So Pitt County government has a great investment in Evans Street. We are proud of what you are doing. We really are. We are expecting great things from this endeavor. Just think how it's going to increase your taxes. That's what we all look to that, you know. That's the name of it. And I know our commissioners, we like that. The city council, they've got plenty of money. They don't have to worry about these things. Yeah. But anyway, let me say really that we are proud of you. We're proud of Greenville. We believe that you're on the right track. It's a known fact. You can't hurt it because it was already gone. So we're looking for the future to go forward. Thank you for inviting the county commissioners. We appreciate it.
Thank you. My name is Rob Jones, and I'm here representing the Greenville-Pitt County Chamber of Commerce. And I'm very pleased to be here on such a wonderful Sunday afternoon. And when I think of this project and today's celebration, I think of three things. And the first is vision. And when you talk about this project and vision, I think you have to go back to 24 years ago when we probably had the same type of celebration in some form or fashion to take Evans Street and turn it into a mall. And here we are 24 years later undoing that. I think what's critical in that is that in both cases, we had the same vision in mind, and that was trying to make our uptown or our downtown Greenville the very best that it could be. And I think we should be proud to have the kind of leadership and Mayor Jenkins and Commissioner James to always keep the vision in front, to be willing to put it forward, put it before the public, allow it to be criticized and critiqued, and then to pursue it with passion. The second thing that comes to my mind is persistence. And I really believe that if you pursue your dreams with passion, success will be yours. And when I think of that statement and I think of the term persistence, I think of Don Edwards. And I experienced his persistence firsthand. I worked for Nations Bank, and my first day in Greenville, North Carolina, was January the 2nd, 1996. And I think on January the 10th, 1996, Don Edwards was in my boardroom making a presentation to me about, with his father, making a presentation to me about opening up Evans Street. And obviously he wanted some money. And one of the things they were selling was bricks for $100. And so they made the presentation and did a wonderful job. And I thought to myself, I can buy a couple of bricks and move on. And he made it clear, was very nice and very professional, that if I only bought 2 bricks, that he wasn't going to be able to achieve his dream and reach his vision for having Uptown Greenville and Evans Street being all that it could be. So about 50 bricks later, with his vision still intact, he finally left my office. So Don, I want to thank you for never giving up and never saying never. And I know there were a lot of obstacles and a lot of times that you thought it's too hard, it's too much money to raise, and all kinds of obstacles, but I think you more than anybody kept this vision alive, and I want to thank you for it. And then and the last thing that comes to my mind is teamwork. And somebody that I think a lot of and admire is the chairman and chief executive of our company, Hugh McCall, and he tells us how important teamwork is all the time, and he makes it very simple. And he says that in the final analysis, we all drink from the same canteen, and that ultimately it's our dedication to teamwork that determines how far we go. And with this project, we've had city government, local business, nonprofit, and individuals that have come together as a team to pursue a vision, to pursue it with passion, and that's the reason we have a new Evans Street, and that's the reason that we have one of the fastest growing communities in the state of North Carolina. Mayor Jenkins, I want to thank you for leading a team of city good folks and city council folks, and being really the most important player in seeing this come true. So on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and its board of directors, it's almost 900 members, I want to say congratulations to everyone involved with this project for a job well done. And we want to pledge our support to continue to do our part to make downtown Greenville the very best it can be. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Valerie Dixon, and I'm chair of the Greenville Utilities Commission. And this is definitely an exciting event for Greenville and Pitt County, and we, the Greenville Utility Commission governing board, as well as employees and executive staff, are all very, very excited and very pleased to be a part of this event. Greenville Utilities participated in this revitalization project through the donation of the decorative street lamps that you see along the Evans Street corridor here. My fellow board members, along with our corporate and community sponsors, are very excited to be able to play a part in making the opening of this street a reality. In the future, you will see the evidence of our continued commitment to a vibrant and prosperous downtown area. It has been decided and affirmed by the previous governing bodies as well as the present Board of Commissioners that our main administrative facilities will remain in the downtown area now and in the future. In coming years, as you stroll down the street, reminiscing of days gone by and dreaming of the future, please remember Greenville Utilities. We have been a vital part of this community since 1905 and will continue to provide dependable and high-quality utility services that you've grown accustomed to. And as we face the new millennium, we want you to remember that Greenville Utilities is and will continue to be your local advantage. And again, we thank the mayor, our Chairman James, and Ron Kimble for our participation on this program this evening. Thank you.
Thank you all for being a great part of the ceremony today. It gives me a great honor to, at this point, introduce the Honorable Mayor of the City of Greenville, who still says she is going to be one of the first to live above one of the storefronts on Evans Street, Greenville's greatest cheerleader, Mayor Nancy Jenkins.
What an exciting day this is. There's hardly anything to say. You've all said it so well. You know, they kept mentioning dream. And so I was reminded of a little poem that I always close with when I speak to children oftentimes, because it's a favorite of mine. As I sat here and listened to all these wonderful people speaking, I thought, you know, there's nothing any more appropriate to say to this group, to you, who have made this day come to be. It's hold fast your dreams within your heart. Keep one still secret spot where dreams may go, and sheltered so may thrive and grow, where doubt and fear are not. Always keep a part of your heart for little dreams to go. And you know, that's why this has happened in Greenville, because a good many people had a dream. And I, as you know, I like to be Greenville's cheerleader and to say we are a very special city. And you know why? Because we work together. There's so much pride in this city on the part of these citizens, of all citizens, but especially those of you that are here today. I look out and see some who were here 10 years ago when the dream first started. Others came along with us as we progressed. Some of you may be here as guests today as the first time you have seen our Main Street, our Uptown Greenville. But you know that every single one of you is part of something very, very historic and special. And so we decided, rather than having me mention a lot of names, I could go on forever talking about the people that have meant so much to this city. Came up with a little souvenir that we want to be sure that each one of you has one of these. Shall we ask Inez and a couple of council members if they can pass them out to everyone here? Promise that you'll take it home and put it in a significant place, and it will remind you that you were part of this dream. It hasn't quite been finished. We have some more to do, and I hope that this will help you to pledge to everyone that you will continue if you have not done so before. You can still buy a brick. You can still do many things to show your interest in Uptown Greenville. So my word to you is thank you. Thank you very much for loving this city and for being a part of this historic and special day. And now we on the stage are going to come forward in your behalf and take a ceremonial cover from this surprise so that every single one of you should feel as if you're being represented as we do that deed today. Okay, let's go. Main Street, we all together did it. Have fun.